Welcome to Decoding Autism with Mr. Beal. Today we're going to talk about using reinforcement, specifically positive reinforcement, to help shape your autistic child's behavior. So how do I know why this is so important? My name is James Beal and I have more than 14 years of experience teaching children with autism and emotional disabilities, and I've used positive reinforcement to shape children's behavior my entire career. Let's get started. In this video, we aren't going to talk about all the different kinds of reinforcers, but we are going to talk about a structure for providing positive reinforcement. Just like in my previous videos, I stress that following a framework helps us to be consistent and it's very practical. I highly recommend you watch my other videos, and the links are in the description. First, I want to define positive reinforcement. I'm going to give you kind of a textbook definition, so I'll read here. Positive reinforcement refers to the introduction of desirable or pleasant stimuli after the performance of a behavior. The reward can be used to further encourage that behavior or change a pre-existing one. There are 4 types of positive reinforcers. There's the natural, there's the tangible, social, and token. And in this video, we're going to focus on social positive reinforcement, specifically verbal positive reinforcement. Sounds simple, right? Well, actually it is very simple. You don't need any special training. You really don't need to research a bunch of examples, but you can if you want. In fact, if you're working with the BCBA, they're a great resource to learn about the different kinds of reinforcers. In my last video, After the Meltdown, Now What? By the way, the link is in the description below. We talked about children are always learning, which means we are teaching whether or not we're aware of it. So we're going to use a technique I've used my entire career to shape or teach productive behavior. It's a way of using a structure to give verbal praise when your child does something positive. So you might be thinking, I do this all the time, and I'm sure you do. But we want to use this to shape productive behavior in place of unproductive behavior. Let me give you an example, and it's a common one. So let's say we want to teach our child to say please and thank you. And we teach when and how to say please and thank you. So now we're going to use positive verbal reinforcement to encourage or shape or reward using please and thank you. Otherwise, we're always going to be correcting them when they don't say please and thank you. Now, is there anything wrong with this? No, not really. But research has shown, and my experience has shown, positive verbal reinforcement is more effective. So now we're going to talk about a simple 4-step structure. So number 1, you're going to pick a time or schedule. Number 2, you're going to deliver 8 to 10 verbal reinforcers to every 1 negative or corrective reinforcer. Number 3, be very specific in your verbal reinforcement. For example, I love how you said please just now. And number 4, give it time. It's not going to happen overnight. Give it a month at least. So let's go into each step in a little bit more detail. So you're going to pick a time or schedule. So what's very important here is you want to deliver the 8 to 10 verbal reinforcers for every 1 negative or corrective. And you want to do this intentionally. Okay? You want to do this on purpose. So pick a time or schedule. It could be a time depending on what the behavior is. So I'm going to pick an example of let's say, please and thank you during dinner time. So during dinner time or any other meal time, there's plenty of opportunities for people to say please and thank you. So during this dinner time, you're going to intentionally use 8 to 10 positive verbal reinforcers for every 1 corrected behavior. Okay. So what that looks like is every time your child uses please and thank you, you're going to be specific in that verbal reinforcement. Again, wow, I really liked how you said thank you. Okay. You can also use you can use other members of your family. You don't have to directly speak to the child. You could turn to your spouse or a grandparent and say, wow, I really liked how Susie is using her manners. She's saying please and thank you. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, you're still delivering that positive reinforcement. You're just not delivering it directly to the child. Okay, this is also an effective way to deliver that positive reinforcement. All right, again, I said be very specific in the verbal reinforcement. And then that last step, give it time. It won't happen overnight. Okay, please give it 30 days. It takes a while to shape or change your behavior. Now, it's very important to be consistent for this technique to be successful and to also train yourself to where it becomes second nature. Once you get the hang of this with simple or routine behaviors, then you can start with more challenging ones. So you're going to start small and build up. So I said earlier in the video, I've used this technique my entire career, and it's one of the most powerful tools I've learned over the years. And I really wanted to share it with you because anyone can use this technique. So let me know in the comments whether or not you intentionally use positive verbal reinforcement. And also, if you're interested in this type of content, please let me know in the comments also. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons and share with each other people who might benefit from this type of content. Thank you very much.